that hip-hop radar. Signals moving like a fucking traitor. We stay off that hip-hop radar. Can't catch us now or catch us later. Clowning on these bitches with the frequency disguise, while they're searching high and staying low and staying wise. Shout out to the weed that keeps the crew's mind right, broadcasting bangers through the darkness of the night. Ain't no satellite can track a mobile station. Build a revolution through sound manipulation. Encrypted channels, yeah, we're running shit proper. SJR crew, bet your ass we're fucking proper. That's the warning when the vans roll through. Quick disconnect, 20 minutes, we move smooth. Underground forever, that's the fucking master plan. Signals bouncing coast to coast across this fucking land. Stay off that hip. Feels moving like a fucking. We stay at hip hop. Can't or catch us later. Insane in the brain, how we dodge detection. Switch frequencies with perfect fucking intersection. My posse's got it down to mathematical precision, while your weak ass station stuck in repetition. That's the sound of revolution. Underground transmissions, our only solution. Hip-hop radar can't track what we transmit. SDR crews, the realest fucking cow. Stay off that hip-hop radar. Signals moving like a fucking traitor. We stay off that hip-hop radar. Can't catch us now or catch us later. Welcome to the dark ages. Welcome to the dark ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the dark ages. Time slip where the past and future rage. Pulled up to the tavern in my time machine. Got the whole crew blazed on medieval green. Rap on a going down spell, trees float, church bell, learning how to do kings and dirty work. Ancient wisdom mixed with modern day insane. SJR crew about to make history change. Welcome to the dark ages. Welcome to the dark ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the dark ages. I'm slip and future rage. Mick blowing smoke signals cross the castle walls. Uncle Patriot teaching knights how to brawl. Big Kahuna got the round table turned up. KD and Jorge got the mead cups. Hard Coast crashed the party with that future tech. Rude Knock got jesters breaking their neck. We ain't leaving till the whole place lit. Medieval times ain't ready for this shit. Welcome to the dark ages. Welcome to the dark ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the dark ages. Time slip where the past and future rage. Past to future, future to past. SJR crew making history last. Time traveling rebels on a medieval high, taking over castles as we pass by. Got these monks up in the monastery twisted. Every scroll they writing got our names listed. Making medieval moments turn psychotic. Crew so sick they thought we were demonic. Taking over kingdoms one by one. Teaching ancient people how to have some fun. History books won't tell it like we do. Dark ages get lit with the SJR crew. Welcome to the dark ages. Welcome to the dark ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the dark ages. I'll slip where the past and future Welcome to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Time slip, where the past and future rage. Pulled up to the tavern in my time machine. Got the whole crew blazed on medieval green. Rasputin in the corner throwing down spells, while jade trees floating higher than church bells. Caitlin got the peasants learning how to twerk. Rose got kings and queens all doing dirty work. Ancient wisdom mixed with modern day insane. SJR crew about to make history change. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the Dark Ages. I'm slip, where the past and future rage. Nick blowing smoke signals cross the castle walls. Uncle Patriot teaching knights how to brawl. Big Kahuna got the round table turned up. KD and Jorge got the mead cups. Hard Coast crashed the party with that future tech. Rube Knock got jesters breaking their neck. We ain't leaving till the whole place lit. Medieval times ain't ready for this shit. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Time slip, where the past and future rage. Past to future, future to past. SJR crew making history last. Time traveling rebels on a medieval high, taking over castles as we pass by. Got these monks up in the monastery twisted. Every scroll they writing got our names listed. Making medieval moments turn psychotic. Crew so sick they thought we were demonic. Taking over kingdoms one by one. Teaching ancient people how to have some fun. History books won't tell it like we do. Dark Ages get lit with the SJR crew. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the Dark Ages. I'm slip, where the past and future rage. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the Dark Ages. Let's ride. Welcome to the Dark Ages. I'm slip, where the past and future rage.
Broadcasting live from somewhere you can't find. SJR crew coming at you raw and unrefined. On the ground. Every fucking night we move location to location.
In my lane, you acting funny like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. I keep my head up, keep getting better. Build this rap god, I'm going platinum again. You acting funny like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. Dominating your domicile, in and out just like a robbery. Call the cops now.
Well, welcome everybody to Let the Record Spin, episode number 3.
Oh, you tiki now? Go ahead, light your torch.
Hip Hop Radar Underground Show.
Lego. Sit back, relax, don't go act a fool. We gon' puff some weed and keep on acting cool. I'm on that chill shit, always keeping it real shit. The vibes going up like the smoke in the room, cause
It's the Hip Hop Radar Underground Show. This the Hip Hop Radar Underground Show.
In my lane, you acting funny like it's some kind of game. State it up, sir, in front of my name. I keep my head up, keep getting better. Build this rap god, I'm going platinum again. You acting funny, like it's some kind of game. Slate it up, sir, in front of my name. Dominating your domicile, in and out just like a robbery. Call the cops now.
Well, welcome everybody to Let the Record Spin, episode number 3.
Oh, you tiki now? Go ahead, light your torch.
Yo, SGR crew, welcome back to Hip Hop Radar Underground. I'm Sack Juggalo, and today we got artist, author, motivational speaker, platinum and gold record award winner, AMAC, McGuire, joining us today on this Saturday. Allie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing really good, and thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to talk to you, to share the music, and see where the day takes us.
Absolutely. And where are you coming from?
So I am in Los Angeles, California right now, but very, very proudly from Philadelphia, PA.
Oh, nice. That's what's up. I just had an interview with another artist out in Philadelphia. Really cool guy. A lot of talent out there, too, so I could see why you ended up in L.A. to grow your career out there. It's a good place to, make contacts and stuff like that. How has it been in L.A. for you?
Well, I mean, I've been out here for a little over 8 years, and
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to move back to Philly in like 7 weeks. It has been a roller coaster of a ride, to say the least, in only the way that LA could do it to you.
That's a fact. I've been to L.A. a couple times. It takes forever to get down there from Sacramento, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of all the traffic. I'm not a fan of all the people. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm like, fuck the Dodgers, the whole nine. Also a Kings
fuck the
fan,
Dodgers.
right? So you're a Philly girl. I imagine you're a fanatic, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Why would it be any different? Obviously a Sixers girl, I imagine.
I don't. The Sixers are a painful situation right now. So.
Hey, as a Kings fan, I completely understand. I mean, we might make it to the playoffs every once in a while, but we ain't getting past the first round. That's just how it goes. At least y'all had, Ben Wallace back in the day? He was pretty nice.
Ben Wallace, Dikembe Mutombo?
No, but Mutombo's fire. Wasn't he a Buck, though?
I mean, Mutombo played for.
Well, he did play for a few.
I'm like, did we ever have Ben Wallace? I don't know.
I think he did back like the early 2000s.
I only remember him playing for the Pistons.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I was thinking, you were absolutely right. I was thinking the wrong jersey.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, it gets easily
yeah.
confused, especially with as much weed as I smoke. So, you've been in the music business for quite some time now, almost 2 decades. You're quite young. So, when did you get your start? When did you figure out music was your passion?
Well, I actually started late, which is so funny. I think about it now, when I just thought at 19 years old, I was starting so late and I was so behind everybody else. Right, so crazy. And I was actually going to school to be a journalist.
Oh,
like,
nice.
I was in my first year of college, and I just kept failing everything. And I was trying super hard because, for real, all I wanted to do, I just wanted to be a sports writer for the Phillies and just watch Phillies games every day.
That would be the fire job, though, right?
100%. Like, I already spend a lot of time talking a lot of shit on them and and loving them really hard, as a true, Philadelphia fan does. So that would have been great. But I couldn't stop failing all of my classes. And I worked really hard on this one paper, and I got it back, and I got a D, which in college means you failed it. So I was just like, you know what? Nope, I'm not doing this.
I'm not spending another fucking penny on this, dude.
No. And I went to the administration office and I dropped out right after that class. I didn't talk to anybody about it. Not my parents, not my friends. Nobody knew I was going to do this. I probably didn't know I was going to do it that day. And, you know, I dropped out like 3 days after you could get any tuition back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, then I went and I sat in my car, and I still lived with my parents at the time. And I was like, oh, shit, you know, I just dropped out of school. What am I going to tell them that I'm going to do? And it's really interesting because I didn't do music prior to this. I was not like a teenager who was playing an instrument or doing anything like that. And if I'm being honest, I don't even think I knew what an audio engineer did on this day.
Oh, wow.
But so my friends, we had nicknames where we had cat nicknames. I'm not going to tell you about Cat Day, but I was DJ Cat. I always used to make all of the mixtapes for parties, and, you know, back in the early 2000s, I was on Dat Piff all the time.
Oh, wow.
Downloading mixtapes, getting all the new hip hop and stuff like that. And I did want to actually make music, to make beats, like when I was 15. I'm also a huge Biggie Smalls fan. He's the reason that I love music. And I wanted an MPC, but my parents were just like, no, we're not going to get it for you. You just quit everything. And I was like, well, I quit baton, you know, because baton. But so it's whatever. But so I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, well, I wanted to make beats that one time. Why don't I go back into the library and search how I could do that? So that's what I did. And music schools came up, and still to this day, I don't know why I chose audio engineering.
It's
Like,
not easy.
No, it's crazy. But I wanted to make beats. Like, actually, that was what my intention was. So, but I went specifically to audio engineering school. I did not go to a school that taught you how to produce. I just went to this 6-month course down in Baltimore, this place called the Sheffield Institute for the Recording Arts, specifically for audio engineering. And, you know, I still was working on making beats and stuff like that, but audio engineering just happened. It just feels like it happened to me, and I couldn't stop it.
Hey, you found your real true love.
Yeah, I mean, well, we could talk about how I feel about audio engineering now.
Well, you know, I imagine, you know, as the business owner of audio engineering, you have to deal with a bunch of clients. A bunch of clients might not always be suitable, you know, or welcoming, you know, and I can understand how that could play a part into going, yo, did I fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Like, but the cool thing is it works outside the music as well, right? Like, you could audio engineer TV shows or live performances or, you know, whatever else takes audio, right?
Yeah, well, one of the coolest parts about audio is that there literally are so many jobs just like as an audio tech. And actually, the first half of my career was as a live sound engineer, which I didn't even like. I never thought about being a live sound engineer.
Is that even more difficult?
It's different. You know, the thing about engineering, right, is that the principles are basically still the same in all of these different areas, right? I have to know, where does the signal start, where does the signal end, what's happening in between it, right? But the difference between doing something in a venue with the sound coming out and in the studio is just completely different environments.
Right.
You know, live sound is basically controlled chaos. Like, and anything could happen, but you don't get to, like, take a break.
Yeah, it's all on the fly, too.
For sure. Like, one of my favorite stories is, you know, I was doing front of house for Fetty Wap and Post Malone in 2016, and we were at a House of Blues, I believe, in Washington, D.C. And, you know, my intention in all of these shows is to make it bang, you know? It's a hip-hop show, we got 808s going, whatever. and these are all sold out shows this entire tour, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, I think I tripped the subs. They turned off. And like I'm on comms trying to talk to Monitor World, which if anyone doesn't know, it's on the stage and they're doing the sound for the artist on the stage, right? But that's where the house guy is. And I'm like trying to tell him, yo, the subs turned off, I tripped them. Nobody can hear me, people are screaming.
Oh, wow.
I look at my light guy and I said, bro, I need you to watch this. I have to run up there. So I leave, my board.
Wow.
And I run and, pushing through people. I get up to Monitor World and guys looking at me like, what are you doing
here? Right.
And I'm like, bro, I tripped the subs. He's like, no, you didn't. I was like, I promise you, I tripped the subs. And he goes and he looks and he's like, oh my God, you tripped the subs. I was like, I know, turn them back on.
Wow.
And so he turns it back on and I run back there and finish the show, but that's like, and it's a funny story now, right? I can think back about it. I don't have to worry about tripping subs anymore. But at the time, it's just like, oh my God. And also, I really hope I didn't blow them, which, of course, the point of them tripping off is to not hurt them, right? But yeah, like so many situations like that where sound check going perfectly and all of a sudden the lead singer's microphone doesn't work anymore when the show starts, and you're like, okay, cool, but they have to keep playing while that's happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just on stage switching out cables, microphone, running back. A lot of the times in these situations, I didn't even have a monitor engineer. I was doing the monitors too. So, I don't have a stage person. It's literally just me.
Wow.
And yeah, so that's live sound.
That's wild. I can only imagine something that, is a couple hours long. You got a 2-3 hour long show to do. Feels like an eternity sometimes.
For sure. And yeah, sometimes it's like the coolest thing you've ever done in your life.
What was it like the first time you got behind a big board on a project like that? Was there a lot of nerves going?
What do you consider a big board?
Well, anything that got more than 3 switches is going to be huge to me.
Okay, well, that's funny. The first board, I think only 7 of the channels worked.
Oh, wow.
I'll use this opportunity to tell you kind of how I ended up in live sound, right? Because I never wanted to do that. But in Philly, so after Baltimore, I moved to Philly, right? And I was trying to figure it out, and I ran out of all of my money. And I got in this job at a Jimmy John's. Do you know what Jimmy John's is?
That sub shop. I heard of it. They don't have them out here, though.
Yeah. No, they don't have them out here. And I went in on the first day, and they had all these bullshit rules. So I quit.
You're like, I don't like this. I gotta go.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to figure out how to make this music thing work. I can't do this. So I didn't. And back then, where I was, I went from knowing nobody who did music to only knowing people that did music for a long time. And I started figuring that out by using Craigslist, which is really dangerous. So please, nobody take that advice.
Yeah, I haven't used Craigslist probably since the early 2000s. When
Right,
it was maybe you'll be okay. Now you'll definitely not be okay.
Yeah, well, that was 2009 when I was doing that. So it was prime time Craigslist. I think Instagram had only started maybe a year prior, if that. So yeah, on Craigslist I saw an ad that said we're hiring someone to do sound upstairs at this venue, and we'll hire anyone who's willing to take $60 a night is pretty much what it said.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and it was a 10-minute.
Done and done.
Yeah, right. I was like, hell yeah. I miss the overhead I had when $60 a night was something that could handle it.
Facts, right?
Right? Somebody offered me $60 a night now, I'd be like, no.
It's like a half a tank of gas, dude.
Yeah, what are we doing with that?
Right.
But the place was only a 10-minute walk from where I lived, so I went in for the interview, and I had only done live sound maybe 2 times before.
Okay, so you
And
did have a little experience doing it. Yeah.
however close my fingers can get together is how much experience I had. And I remember when when I started there too, like I would read my audiobook just trying to understand like what a monitor send was, you know? Like, because I just, now I think about it, I'm like, oh, it's just the signal breaking off and going somewhere else.
Ah.
But it was so hard to understand in the beginning because I had like such like limited knowledge, and the 6-month course didn't teach me a whole lot of stuff, to be honest, right?
It got you through to be able to look at it and be like, I know what that is.
Yeah, or I have a vague idea of what this might be.
Right.
And but so when I went in for the interview, I just told them, hey, like, please don't hire anyone else. Hire me, and I will take every gig. If there's a blizzard, I'll walk here if you're still open. I don't care.
That's what's up.
I want this, And I got really fortunate at this place called the Legendary Dobbs, where, they really supported me. Like, man, I could sit here and tell you the crazy things that happen in live sound for probably the next 4 days. But yeah, being back there, I was so nervous. I didn't understand. Like I said, I'm reading a book to figure out monitor sense, and here I am doing a show with a band. Like,
That's wild. Yeah, I don't want to fuck it up for you guys, just so don't be too harsh on me, type shit.
no, and I remember, one of the first gigs, this guy, the DI, and his acoustic guitar, just didn't work. So we had to mic up the acoustic guitar, and I never mic'd an acoustic before. And miking acoustics is hard. It's really hard. Because there's the chance of feedback is really, really high. And, we were just struggling with the feedback all night, and the guys that promoted there, booked the shows and stuff, they're all, kind of like supporting me and whatnot. But at the end of the night, I remember I go up and the guy who was playing the guitar, he could have been a total dick to me. Like, I just fucked up his sound all night long.
Right.
And he said, here's a 20.
That's wild.
He gave me a $20 bill because he was like, I know that was hard, but you didn't give up all night.
That's what's up.
Thank you. So,
well, at least he understood the difficulty involved, and he was sympathetic to your, plight through the whole night. Shout out to that dude, man.
Yeah. So, that's kind of what it was like getting behind, the board for the first time. Terrifying. And so much stuff in my career was terrifying, but just doing it anyway.
Yeah. And then pushing through it, how'd you feel at the end of the night? You're like, holy shit, I fucking survived. I didn't get fired.
Yeah. Honestly, because they could have fired me that night, but they were just, I think they just saw that I wanted to do it. And a lot of times in my career, actually, like, I could tell you about moments where I was honestly fucking up, but the people involved saw how much I wanted it and how dedicated I was to figuring it out, and that really mattered to them.
That's what's up.
The first time sorry if I should stop telling stories about my whole career.
Oh no, this is why we're here.
But yeah, one of the first times that I got into the studio in LA, like the guy kept requesting me back, but I can't tell you how many times he kicked me out of the chair because I didn't know how to do something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he just liked me. He just liked me. And honestly, those sessions were so important to me to get booked at the studio more because somebody was requesting me back.
Yeah.
The guy who owned the studio didn't know that he was kicking me out of the chair. He was just saying, I like Allie.
Right. And that's hard to do because once you be able to find a bond with an artist like that and be, their engineer, and they don't have to worry about getting someone else in there, you guys will create a bond, and you'll automatically start realizing what you need to do without even the artist having any input. You're like, I know this is exactly what he's going to want.
Oh yeah, for sure, Bill. plenty of relationships with a lot of different artists, and became an integral part of their sound.
Hell yeah. Now, going from there to an audio engineer to an artist yourself now, how did that leap begin?
Well, it's really crazy because
You always had bars in you though, right?
for sure. I mean, I do understand that now. I didn't know that for a long time. I was actually really terrified of public speaking, so it's like hilarious that speaking is what I do now.
You're
and
right.
I was really, really pissed when like the information came to me that said, this is what you have to do with your life. I was like, shut up. No. No, I don't want to. I just want to stay behind the scenes. Like, that's why we're behind the scenes. But yeah, I was really terrified. I even remember I had a mentor once, and she was a Grammy Award winner, and she's like writing songs with me, and I'm like, why the fuck are you writing songs with me? But okay.
That's fire.
But I had an idea for a hook, and I told her, I sang it like really, really low, and she was like, go in the booth and sing it. And I'd be in the booth and I couldn't sing it. She literally had to come in the booth and sing it with me. So it's really crazy like how far I've come. But having the privilege that I've had of working with some of the best songwriters and artists in the world, that's one of the greatest things about being an engineer, right? Because you get to be in the room with a lot of different people.
Brilliant artist.
Brilliant artists, brilliant songwriters, brilliant producers. So I just learned, and eventually I found myself in situations where I was vocal producing entire sessions, and I was writing with everybody. And that's kind of how I became a songwriter. And where my music now came from, so many different breakdowns, but I had like back in 2021 I had my first like real I don't know if I could keep doing this moment. Like, couldn't even look at my studio kind of stuff. And my producer now, who produces this entire album that I have coming out, Ty, I met him on Instagram. And I had written maybe 2 songs prior to this. And for whatever reason, I don't know, he just says, can I send you some beats? I'm like, sure, send me some beats. And I'm literally making a sandwich in my kitchen, and I press, the email, I listen to the beat.
What was the sandwich? Sorry.
Oh, it was leftover chicken sandwich. I was heating it up in my toaster oven at the time.
That's good stuff. Okay, sorry.
It's good. It's good. But I let the sandwich get cold because I wrote this whole song just out of nowhere, and I was like, I have to go cut this right now.
Hey.
And so so I went up in the studio and I cut it, and it was a really dope song, and it was the first time, like, the way that the records that you're listening to sound now, like, that was like, oh, this is AMAC.
Hey.
This is who she is. And and throughout the time, I still had more years until we got to the place where I wrote the album and stuff I wrote now. But Ty, his music has saved me time and time again. And I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have this album. I wouldn't have, his beats, his music gave me the background, to be able to write all of these songs. I wouldn't have it without him. So, it all started in literally all of my breakdowns, and time and time again I'd get back into music, and I'd be, not that I've ever been out of music, but that I would really like just be engineering, no time to write, and Ty would he would always hit me up, AMAC, we gotta get more songs, I'm sending you beats, and he never stopped sending me beats. So every time I was ready to write a song, I'd have a beat in there. There's still probably hundreds of beats I've never listened to from Ty in my email.
Wow. So shout out to Ty, man. That's another dude who ain't taking a day off either, man. That's what's up. And speaking of the new project, do you want to jump into a song?
Sure.
I did pull that. Okay. let me send you the request to share the screen. That way I can pull this up here. And it'll take a second to load all this I found out the other day I don't even have a graphics card, which is wild as shit.
Damn, maybe your computer really is from 1973.
Right. Like my homie was looking at it, he's like, pull up the information on your shit, and I was like, all right. And all of a sudden he goes, dude, how do you even get online, bro? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you don't even have a fucking graphics card. And I was like, well, how the hell am I doing the graphics? He's like, your processor's doing everything, bro. He's like, it can't keep up. But what song did you want to get into? You just want to start at the top, or?
Well, yeah, let's do that. So this is an unreleased song, and so let me just explain a little bit about this album real quick before we play it.
Absolutely.
So when I mentioned a bunch of breakdowns and stuff, and eventually I have what I call a devastating burnout, which was just like, I was like, I really can't do this anymore. And I changed, you know, my entire life. And I walked away from like my career in a lot of ways. And I didn't know that I was going to write this album or anything. But this album it's my healing journey from self-hate to self-love. And this first song, Fuck Up, was another time where I had a hard time, you know, figuring out what I was going to do. And I was literally face down on the floor in my studio. And I was just like, you're such a fuck up. You cannot stop fucking up. Why can't you fuck up? Or stop fucking up. And I thought to myself, I've been fucking up yeah all my life. I've been fucking up yeah all my life. And I was like, I gotta put that down. So I picked myself off the floor, and like I said, I had hundreds and hundreds of beats from Ty in my email. Yeah. So I found one that worked, and that's where this record started.
Oh yeah, you know, that's a beautiful thing, because with music and any other types of artistry, you can lead someone down the path of the story you want to tell them, you know, and starting off at the beginning and letting everybody know, look, life has not always been a bed of roses for everyone, but you can pick yourself up out of that, you know, hole and make something of yourself. And you're absolute living proof of that. And we got AMAC, McGuire in the house, man. Make sure you guys take advantage of that link tree in the description below. You'll be able to find all her streaming platforms, all of her social media in there. The first song we're going to get into today is called Fuck Up. Let's go.
God, turn that up.
Here we go again. Same shit, different fucking year. Goddamn. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right. Just another fuck up, yeah, you know I'm from the 610. I claim Philly cause it raised me and it's how I made the show. Left it all behind for LA and the platinum and the gold. Got the things I wanted, but the past, it still disturbs my soul. People love me, but they use me for a deal. Got me wondering what is really real. All these problems just expressing how I feel. Can't stop fucking up, so how I'm gonna heal? What's the point if I never learn my lesson? Hoping one day there's an answer to these questions. I'll keep praying till the day that I'm in heaven, that I can change the bad times and turn them into blessings. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right. Fuck up, repeating the same mistakes. Words make them angels till they actions show they face. Craving for connection will get you bit by a few snakes until we change up our agreements. Well, these I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. I've been fucking up, yeah, all my life. Pray to God, maybe one day I could get it right.
I love how that ends too, man. That shit hard. That shit hard right there. Then we got AMAC McGuire in the house, man. That one was called Fuck Up. And when you get introspective on yourself like that, what types of headspace are you in? You know, and is it easy for you to, you know, snap back out of some of those headspaces when you get maybe in like a depressing state? You know, you want to talk about some depressive shit.
Well, let me know if this actually answers your question. But I think, you know, for me, I'm kind of like, I mean, even though I'm telling you, yeah, like, I was literally on my floor with my face on the floor, like, saying I'm a fuck up, right? But generally, I'm not trying to use this music as therapy for myself. I'm trying to put down the moment or express it to you, like, about how it was and how I went through it, right? I think, you know, well, I know, like, a lot of people use music to vent. And I just want to put it down as this story and this moment is in time. So
Almost like cautionary tales.
for sure. Well, I try to think about it too, and I want to be clear that I did not always have this mentality. A lot of work went into this mentality. Okay, like a
Well,
lot.
we do grow over time as humans. I mean, it's a very natural process. So I'm glad you're able to grow into this space and be able to share this with us.
No, for sure. Me too. It's been a hard but beautiful journey, and I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be able to share it in this raw and really honest way. And yeah, you know, and this song, I love listening to this. I listen to this album like every day. Every day. And, you know, and depending on what mood I'm in, you know, some of it means more than others to me. And obviously, like, this is my story, so whenever I listen to it, I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. This is incredible.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would say going in and out of, like, a depressive state, a hard state, what I've learned, and I was in a depressive state for a lot of my life, you know, and that's what this album is about. This album is like the alchemy of that, and how I transformed it into loving all of my life, even when it's difficult.
Yeah, because if you don't embrace who you are, you're not going to embrace who you become, right? Because that's how you got to where you're at, is for what you've done over your life. So that's very, very ensuring to a lot of people that may not have that in their brains, you know, that confidence to where you'll be able to get out of it at some point. It's not going to be the last day, you know, type shit.
Sure, and there's a line in one of the songs that says, "This too shall pass, good and bad just the same." You know, and that's just life. We spend so much time running from our pain, but when we're running from it, we're actually just running towards it. So that's the interesting part. We're like, I don't want to feel this, but actually all you're doing is feeling it.
Right. Because you're constantly living rent-free up in your nugget, you know. Even in the good times, it can still haunt you. So you're absolutely right. Cautionary tales. I love a good cautionary tale, you know, because there's a lot of people out here who might not be able to figure it out. I know I've used music to be able to figure shit out as well, whether it be relationship or just my own mental health. And, you know, salute to those that take the time to be able to write some shit out and not only just perform it, but actually mean it, and because you've lived it. You know, it isn't a script somebody handed you and be like, hey, here, read about my life or rap about my life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wouldn't be able to connect with those words like as if you wrote them, you know, because you've lived them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. No, I get it. And it's, you know, like, I mean, there's so many reasons all this came about, right? But, you know, even we get on this call and it's just like, you know, oh my God, like, look at everything you've done. Like, this is crazy. This is amazing. And it is, like, 100%. I can't believe that I did all of this shit. Like, I can't believe that I've done it. And actually now I'm leaving LA. Like, I did what I came here to do. Is nuts.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was really interesting experience because I did all of those things and I got the platinum records and then I looked at them and I resented them. Right? Because the success and all of these things that I did, they didn't bring me happiness, which is what I thought, right? I thought we're gonna get here and then everything is gonna be okay.
Right.
You know, and I think, and I kept, so I'm also 13 and a half years sober from alcohol, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the live sound job I told you about where they gave me $60 a night, right? I got that job 3 weeks after I quit drinking.
Oh.
And that's when I started making all my money off of music. And yeah, it's like, and that bar, I actually used to get blackout drunk at that bar all the time. So it's
Oh, wow.
really crazy and really insane to go into it. But I think it was a great testing ground because if I was going to do music, I was going to be around drugs and alcohol like all the time.
Right.
But what I didn't realize was that I had just traded one addiction for another, and I traded alcohol for overworking. And, you know, I who knows how many people use overworking as their numbing mechanism to run from themselves, or the mechanism they think is going to fix themselves, right? Because they're going to show everybody that they're worth something when they believe that they're not.
Right.
And, you know, and I didn't realize that this is what I was doing either. You know, it's not like I was
because
aware.
because in your mind you're like, I'm not hitting alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, although you're obsessing over it.
For sure. And because, you know, my career was like a super upward trajectory for like a long time, you know, like I was just like checking boxes and I was keeping going up. So yeah, you know, being an alcoholic and being a blackout drunk throwing chairs to the walls and,
Wow.
you know.
I could not see you doing this, but I love the stories.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot different from, oh, I was just in the studio with Kelly Rowland today, you know?
Right.
But wildly, actually, kind of the same thing. Of course, not exactly right. But yeah, so I was just using this, and that's why when I stopped, I was like, I have to figure out why I cannot stop burning out. Why can't I stop doing this to myself? And you know, it's a long road to all of the realization. It's a long road to this whole album, right? Of all the things I have to go through. But then one day, there's a really famous TED Talk by Brene Brown. I don't know if you know who Brene Brown is.
I'm not familiar.
Highly suggest. And so she talks about shame and vulnerability. And it's just a 20-minute TED Talk. And in that moment, I was like, oh, I don't know what I thought about shame before that moment. But I realized that I was carrying shame that other people had put on me. That wasn't even mine. And that's when I realized that I was wanting to get platinum records and do all this stuff in the music industry to prove, to search for validation from other people.
Right.
Like that I was worthy.
Look back at your parents like, look, I did it. You thought I wasn't going to be able to do it, you know. But that wasn't gratification, you know. That wasn't what your soul was looking for. It sounds like.
Oh, for sure. And you know, the thing is, when you go and you try to prove people wrong, like their reaction doesn't actually change, right? You know, it's not like you know, my parents weren't just like, oh my gosh, yeah, like.
Yeah,
now
they're
we
like,
can
good for you
do
now.
different.
Right.
Yeah, you know, in fact, you know, like my parents didn't even like share that I had like won a platinum record. You know, so it's like, so I can't search for validation for myself from other people, right? Because they're not gonna give it to me,
Right.
and that's not where validation comes from.
Right.
But so yeah, you know, real understanding like that's what I was doing the entire time was crazy.
But the good thing is you've realized what was happening, and you were able to self-correct, or at least on the path to self-correction, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was like the first kind of like big break that I had into my self-awareness of what was actually happening inside of me, right? And you know, there's a lot of artists are searching for validation through their work, right? And I always talk about how, you know, especially when we do art and we try to make it our living, generally we feel like that art saved our life at some time. That's why we love it so much, right? And that leaves us very susceptible.
Very vulnerable, yeah.
Advantage of us.
Yeah.
And using that against us, knowing we will do it for free, knowing that we'll do anything for it. And, you know, also, you know, I talk about, you know, music made me feel safe in a lot of ways. So even when I was in really toxic situations, it would just be like, oh, well, music is here, so it's okay.
I can get away for a few hours.
Music's got my back. It doesn't matter what's happening here, like, because music is happening. And yeah, that's not a really high self-worth place to be, at least for me.
And is this what sparked the whole production of Immaculate Mindset?
Yes.
You want to speak on that a little bit?
I would love to. So the Immaculate Mindset is just my journey, just my healing journey, and the tools that I created to help myself, and the album that takes you along for the ride. I actually created a system called the Immaculate Mindset Inner Compass, where so what the compass is, it's your values, so your core values, and then it goes into your whys, which is broken down into your ego and your purpose whys, and then your whats, which is what you do for your whys and your values, and then your hows, which is how you think, act, and feel.
Okay.
And it's like a whole system that kind of goes into itself. But what happened that sparked this was after I kind of had like this breakdown, I really walked away. I was in contact with this girl, and she offered me to speak at Stanford because she knew that I still wanted to be a public speaker. But she said, I know with what you're going through, like, you don't just want to come up here and talk about how to mix a record. And I was like, I do not. I really, really don't. And she was like, all right, I'm not going to tell you what to talk about, but you can talk about whatever you want. So I had this opportunity. And I had no idea what the hell I was going to talk about because I had come up with none of this. But in like this healing and this figuring myself out, first, and this is another Brene Brown thing, where she talks about you never walk into a room alone when you know your core values. So I was like, all right.
That's a bar.
It is. And I'm like, all right, so I do the exercise, and at this point in time, I was still in my anger phase. I was really pissed off at the music industry, and I was like, I'm going to take them all down. I'm going to write an expose. Fuck all these motherfuckers. So I write,
get your journalist pen out, huh?
Oh, yeah. So I write this whole thing, but I talk about how you could navigate your way through the industry through knowing your values. And I write this whole piece, and then I let my friend read it. And she says, well, Allie, you never talked about how you weren't moving in your values. Like, what's a time you weren't in your values? And so my core values are authenticity and growth. And I was like, oh, I was never not moving in my values. I was always being authentic, and I was always looking to grow. And then like I had a whole breakdown. Another one. I had a lot of breakdowns. Oh my God. And you know, that's kind of where I realized that the reason I stayed in all these bad situations was because I didn't love myself enough. And then that's where the whys came from. Because I realized I could still be moving in my values, even if I was moving in my ego. So that's where my ego whys are searching for validation and proving people wrong. My purpose whys are impact and joy. So obviously all of those things can be working together at the same time. But because I was so motivated by my insecurities and my hurt, I would stay in these situations because I just thought if I can just get through this and I can just get the gold and platinum records, it will be worth it.
Right. And when the dopamine hit and it didn't satisfy you, you knew that wasn't the mission statement anymore.
Exactly. So understand like why am I really here? Even in what we're doing right now. So this is a what, you and me doing this interview. And like, am I here for my ego, for my purpose, and do we align in values, right? And I knew we did when we got on the sound check.
Right,
and you were
right.
talking about the music and what you wanted to do, right? And like, yeah, I'm not here for validation from anyone. I got all the validation in the world for myself. I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. I really just want to make an impact and bring joy to people, right? And how do I think, act, and feel about it? Really good. I feel safe in my body. I don't feel scared. I don't feel threatened. I'm acting as myself. Like I'm thinking clearly. I'm in the present moment, right? So that's my inner compass.
I love it. I love it. And you do these now regularly with live performances, slam poetry and other types of art are involved. Am I incorrect or no?
Well, I wouldn't really call it slam poetry.
Oh, okay, because that's not a thing anymore, right?
Well, yeah, it's not 1995.
Right. right.
But yeah, like, so I do it, I have something called On One the Experience. So the cool thing about everything I'm creating is that it all works together. So I created this workbook for the Inner Compass. It's 150 pages. I'm going to get it back from the editor, I think, today, which is very exciting.
Oh, nice.
And that album accompanies the workbook, actually. So when you're doing the work, I'll write, this song relates to this page, or I'll write a quote from it, everything in the footer of the workbook. Because all the work is, like, I want you to know you're not alone. Like, my thing is, like, I'm not going to come up here and say, I'm a healer, I'm going to heal you. I'm just here to show you that it's possible to heal because I did, and this is how it worked for me.
Yeah.
Please have your own journey. And yeah, so I do speeches, like, for example, do some at recovery centers.
Oh, nice.
Where I do an hour-long speech and I talk about my journey with alcoholism and everything we're talking about to self-love, and then I'll do like 6 of the songs, speech song.
Nice.
That tells the story. I've done a seminar where I talk about the values, where I sing the songs. Another thing we're doing, and this is really cool actually. So my friend, he does like healing through art.
Oh, nice.
And so this is a painting he painted listening to my album from start to finish.
Hey, that's what's up.
It's so cool.
It is very cool.
And we're doing an event on the 31st where I'm going to perform the album and the audience is going to paint through it.
Ooh, okay, I like it. See, that's out the box shit right there. I like it. Okay, because I think that'll work so great because you can put live performances along with other arts happening simultaneously. That's amazing. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I have somebody up doing balloon animals. I mean, I have people everywhere doing all kinds of artistic shit. That'd be crazy.
No, yeah, hell yeah. Let's do balloon animals. Because I've created this, like, I know it could sound like a lot, right? But I've created it in as many mediums as possible, and I have more ideas for more because people connect to different mediums on different levels.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I just want it to be, it's an immersive experience, and also
Ooh, you could do one at the beach and then do sandcastles and shit. Ooh.
And then people, when they go through the tough stuff, they'll smash their sandcastles.
Right.
Which, no, 100%, that's a great idea. But it is like I want to introduce them to other modalities, right? Other healing modalities, because the inner compass is not like, hey, do this and everything's going to be okay.
Right.
It's just like, I'm awakening awareness within you. So when you do these other healing modalities, when you do read another book and you have an aha moment, you're going to be like, boop, 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 oh, purpose, ego, values, what's, how's, why, you know? And it's
everything seems to start getting answered.
Right. It's just so you can be more aware and understand yourself better. That's what it's about.
That's that's a lot of the things, because especially with young people these days, or even when I was young, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have, like, I know I didn't have a sense of purpose when I was young, you know what I'm saying? I was out running the streets, fucking smoking a bunch of meth, you know what I'm saying, and really being a very bad person. But over time, you kind of wake up and you're like, this is not who I am. I don't know that fucking person, you know what I'm saying? And you kind of just start trying to lead the life that you think you should lead. Whether it's just whatever, you know, occupation you try to do, you just want to be a good person to people, you know? And that's basically what I try to do, is like, I just want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, you know, and be as nice and kind to people as I can until I pass, you know. I think that's my life's mission.
That's dope. It's a great mission to have.
And it's very easy to achieve. I mean, it's so easy to be nice to people. It really is.
Well, you know,
even mean people, though, you can be so nice to them, it makes them even more mad. It's so crazy.
Well, that's just because they're operating in their hurt.
True. Absolutely. And although I've faced very angry people and been very nice to them, and I had them fucking, like, I'm like, you want a hug? And they're like, yeah, I want a hug. You know what I'm saying? This is dude shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck if you a dude. If you look like you need a fucking hug, bro, I'll give you a hug, you know what I'm saying? I'll save your soul type shit, you know? And it's wild how fucking just a little bit of human interaction and a little bit of sympathy go a long fucking way.
For sure. Well, you know, the thing is that we're all human. We all have these experiences. And, like, yeah, a lot of us really just need a motherfucking hug.
Yep. Straight up.
A lot of us need to cry and know that it's okay to cry. Because it is. Because we all cry. Like, I don't think we have these tear ducts built in our fucking face for nothing.
That's a fact.
Like, it's something we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So whoever told you that your feelings were wrong was wrong.
Right. Unless you let your feelings, like, there is a such thing as too much of anything, right? Moderation, right? So if you're overly emotional, it might be a problem for you, you know, in life, you know. But if you could, you know, be able to check those emotions when they need to be checked and then let them out when they need to be let out, I think you're going to live a perfectly fine life, you know. I
mean, for sure, I would definitely challenge the thought of being overly emotional. I think you could be overly emotionally reactive.
Okay. I got you.
You know, because you haven't dealt with your stuff, so you're reacting off of your emotions. You're not reacting off of having went through your emotions.
That makes sense. I like that. You worded it way better than I am. I'm a simpleton. So all I got is a GED.
You're doing a great job.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Not bad. I mean, I spent most of my youth at a dictionary, so I was always curious what words meant, and my parents were always like, go fucking get the encyclopedia. Go get the dictionary. Figure it out. I'm like, I don't even know how to spell it. They're like, sound it out. And I'm just like, okay. I guess I'm sounding out knife, and I'm looking in the ends like, weird. Why is it not in here?
Well, you know, the reason that I failed journalism so hard was actually because I'm super dyslexic, but I didn't know until I was 33 fucking years old.
Oh, hold on, wait a second.
Yeah.
You're in your 30s?
Yeah.
There was no fucking way, dude. I thought you were like 23, 22 years old. I thought you were young as shit. Holy fuck.
No, I'm gonna be 37 in a couple months.
Well, shout out to the lotion manufacturer you use, because them motherfuckers making you look young as shit.
Shout out to Brenda and Carrie McGuire for the jeans. We appreciate it.
There you go. That's a parent's plug right there. Facts. So, when you found yourself on this journey of music, and you've been, to a lot of places and done a lot of things, have you been able to accomplish, and this is probably just material shit, where's the one venue you always wanted to either play or engineer, or would those be two different venues, or well, we'll go with that for now.
Well, like somewhere that I've wanted to but haven't gotten to.
Right. Or if you have, let us know how it was.
Sure. So I will say the one place, and I can't believe I never did a show here. I really can't. But the Red Rocks, I've always wanted to do the Red Rocks. So I hope that one day I do this show at the Red Rocks, because God knows I never want to audio engineer
outside of the stadium. That would be tough.
Not anymore. And I would say, so one of the coolest full circle moments of my life, and I've had a few, is when I did sound in my first stadium as a front of house engineer. It was actually in the same stadium that I saw my first concert in.
Oh wow, that's wild shit.
Yeah, really, really crazy. So my first concert was the Backstreet Boys Millennium Tour. Very proud of it.
Hey.
Great fucking day. And that was at Penn State's basketball stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first time I ever did sound at a stadium was there. And
that's a pretty big stadium too. Was a whole 30,000?
Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah, it's a pretty big stadium. Because I think King's Arena is like almost 20,000. That's pretty small.
For me, I think. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the capacity is, but it was a stadium.
Yeah, it's big dog. That's big shit right there.
Yeah, and they had in the tunnels. They actually had pictures of the Millennium Tour on the wall, and it was just like, what? This is mind blowing.
Yeah, I fucking love this place. Are you also a big in college sports? The what are they? The Nittany Lions or something? Penn State. What are they?
The Nittany Lions.
Nittany Lions. Yeah. You fuck with them?
I've never really been into college sports too much.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch maybe March Madness, but that's about it.
Right, the highlight shit, right? Yeah.
I
So
also don't watch the NBA until the playoffs either, because honestly, like most of the teams in the NBA suck.
I don't watch any sports anymore, but I got rid of my TV. Well, I got rid of cable. I got a streaming box in my bedroom, so like when I'm laying down at night, getting ready to fall asleep, I'll watch a little bit of streaming stuff. But other than that, I'm either working or I'm fucking with YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking cable bill's ridiculously expensive. It was like almost $200 a month. You can't pick your channels really, because you only watch maybe 6 channels tops on your whole fucking 10,000 channels of fucking shit, and it's like, dude, can I just get these 6 channels? No. But I don't want to pay $200 a month. I pay for these 6 channels. I give you like $50 a month. That sounds like a deal, right? It just doesn't make any damn sense why I need all these damn channels. I still haven't talked to anyone that can figure this shit out for me.
I get it. Streaming basically became cable too.
Yep. I don't pay for nothing though. I just use the free shit because I'm falling asleep anyway. Who gives a shit what's on, Although I do like this one TV show. It's on Freevee. It's called Corner Gas. It's hella corny, but it's like PG comedy, and it's about this gas station in the middle of nowhere in Canada. It's fire.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
It's so stupid though, you know, but it's just, whatever. It's just something the whole family could watch instead of just, adult shit. Because I watch a lot of adult shit. I like all the adult cartoons and all that dark humor shit. I love that stuff. What do you fuck with?
Well, okay, so I love like medical dramas and
Some was that Chicago?
yeah, oh yeah, I love Chicago Fire,
Yeah.
Chicago Med, all the stuff. I usually and some police shows, but I don't watch too many police shows because they're just always shooting a lot of people, and I try not to watch so much violence.
I got you. You want to watch people get saved, rescued, and healed.
Yes.
Yeah, see. My sister, she likes watching those murder shows, or like the First 48 and all them shits, And I swear she's trying to get away with something. I swear she's doing too much recon. Like, it's crazy. What's one thing, Allie, the world or most people don't know about you? And I'll give you an example. Like, when I take a shower, I like to wash my hair last because I don't like water on my face. Something stupid like that.
Okay. I had a good one, but it's not. I don't do it anymore, which is interesting. Something. No.
Like, you always put your left shoe on first.
Man, I know there's got to be like so many things. I could never mix two milk containers.
Ooh. Yeah.
Never.
No.
And the beginning of another one, absolutely not.
No, because that's two different cows.
It's just two different dates. It's too disgusting.
Okay. So remember that, folks. If you guys are ever booking for her tours and shit in the future, do not mix the milks, man. Just keep them separate. It's okay. What are you talking about? 35 cents worth of milk trying to put in another? No, fuck you. Throw it away. She don't want no old milk. That's what's up. You wanna play them another song off the album? Hell yeah. Let's play another song here. We already an hour into this. This is crazy. It just goes by so fast.
I know.
So we got Voices track up next, or do you want to play something else for them?
I feel like we did fuck up, so let's actually go to the end of the album.
Okay.
And let's play Livin'.
Living. Okay. You want to take us through this song real quick?
Yeah, well, I'll just say, we start at fuck up. You guys heard it. We think we're pieces of shit, and we're just trying and hoping to God it's gonna get better one day. And then we go through this whole process that you'll have to listen to, and this is where we end up.
And when does this album drop? Do you have an ETA on it?
Gonna drop it in July.
July. We ain't too far off, folks. Make sure you take advantage of that link tree. Make sure you subbing up and following all that good stuff, because then you won't miss out. You get the whole thing. 16 tracks.
16 tracks of pure fire, not a skip.
And I wanted to comment on this earlier. I generally don't really be fucking with heavily vocals that use pitch correct, but for some reason your voice sounds so dope when you do it. It really, really does. Like, your regular rap voice is fire, but then on those inflection points, or maybe in a hook somewhere, you're using some pitch correct. The shit sounds really good.
Thank you. I received that.
Shout out to the engineer. Yo. Let's go. Living.
And all that comes with it. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. Good or bad, you gonna catch me grinning. Even on my worst days, it's all good cause I'm living. Yeah, I'm living. Yeah, I'm living. too briefly. I love this life, hands up on this roller coaster. We in the front row before you fall, just hanging over. And how exciting is that? Anything can happen, up or down, you're still on track. Anything can happen, have abundance, no more lack. Anything can happen, gotta cut yourself some slack. And scream if you want, laugh if you want, cry if you want. It's all living, having fun. I said scream if you want, laugh if you want, cry if you want. It's all living, having fun, yeah. I love my life and all that comes with it. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. Good or bad, you're gonna catch me grinning. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah, I'm living. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. I love my life, cause, yeah, I'm living, yeah. When tough things happen, do your best not to fight it. Do the opposite, it's time for you to get excited. Don't turn away, get curious, what's up, invite it. Change your life, make it into what you always wanted. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. Enjoy your life, there's no rush, it's your pace. This too shall pass, good and bad, just the same. Enjoy your life, it's time to give yourself some grace. And scream if you want, laugh if you want, cry if you want. It's all living, having fun. I said scream if you want, laugh if you want, cry if you want. It's all living, having fun, yeah. I love my life and all that comes with it. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. Good or bad, you're gonna catch me grinning. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah, I'm living. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. I love my life, cause, yeah, I'm living, yeah. Being positive doesn't only have one meaning. Being positive means you honor all your feelings. Being positive, it doesn't only have one meaning. Being positive, it means you honor all your feelings. I love my life and all that comes with it. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. Good or bad, you're gonna catch me grinning. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah, I'm living. Even on my worst days, it's all because I'm living, yeah. I love myself, so you know I must be winning. I love my life, cause, yeah, I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah. Yeah, I'm living, yeah. Yeah.
Yo, I have only heard 2 songs off this album, dude, and I've got to say that's got to be the first single off that motherfucker. That shit, yo, there's no reason why that shit should be on the radio. That shit is fucking fire.
Thank you. I got
Holy shit.
a few serious bangers on there.
That was a bop, and it was great messaging. Holy shit, Allie. I'm telling you, you're going to hit the ground running with this project. It ain't going to be a project. It's going to be a full-fledged album. This is fire.
Thank you.
This is fire. So, July, watch out. It's the hot one. That's a summertime song right there, man. I mean, tell me you couldn't see, like, a bunch of people, like, hanging out around a bonfire, blasting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or in any, like, motherfucking rom-com that could be in. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, easy shit. Enough about me. So I'll shut up. Go ahead.
You're doing a great job. You know, my favorite part about Livin' in particular, and there's another song on the record that's like this as well, but you can listen to this song when you're having a bad day or when you're having a great day.
Facts.
Or when you're having a mediocre day.
Yeah. It can pull you out of a slump. That's for damn sure.
Or it can just make you appreciate it more. Like, and that's the beautiful part about it.
Because you didn't just touch on the good times, and that's what we were talking about earlier, you know, before we even started going live, is that life is not always a party, you know. So you got to embrace the bullshit too. And like you said, you know, there was a part in there saying this too shall pass, you know, and that's real shit that people live their life by, you know what I'm saying? I've seen tattoos of that shit, you know, and that just goes to show the realness put within the music and letting you know, look, man, you might be lost right now, but you will find your way. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, 100%. Like, as far as I'm concerned, we came here to experience life, and these are all part of life. And, people want to always say, all I want is for you to be happy. And that's not what I want for you. It's just not. Not that I don't want you to be happy. Of course, I want you to experience happiness, but I don't want you to only be happy. I want you to be sad. I want you to be jealous, envious, mad, joyful, filled with grief, because grief is just love in another form. I want you to feel everything that you came here to feel. I want you to be grateful. What I want you to be.
Yeah, you wouldn't appreciate pleasure if it wasn't for pain. You wouldn't appreciate the sunshine if it wasn't for rain.
A bar.
Bars. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.
The thing is, we think about like the tough emotions and that we have such a hard time with anger and sadness, but most people actually really have the hardest time with joy. Because if you have joy, it means that you will probably have pain. Because nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
So people avoid joy at all costs because they don't want to feel pain. So they
And
just
it's the same thing with being
joy.
successful. A lot of people have fear of being successful because at some point there could be a horrific downfall. And entrepreneurs like yourself take huge chances in this.
For sure. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. I walked away from a very lucrative music career that I don't want back. Okay? Like, I want to do this. I want to travel all over the world and I want to spread this message because I used to not want to be alive every day. And now all I want to do is experience all of it and share with other people that it is possible to want to do that as well. Like, and you can't stop me. And you can't stop me. And it looks, I fell from a mountaintop. I smashed my face on the ground, and whatever.
Well, it must have been a very comfortable ground because you do not look like you got fucked up at all. Falling off a mountaintop. You'd think you'd be mangled up a little bit.
Well, we healed. We healed. A lot of time to heal.
So you ain't seen the inside, motherfucker.
But right now I'm doing the same thing that I did, when I was trying to make music my career. Is like I'm betting everything on it. I have to do this and I can't lose focus from it doing anything else. And that's insane and it scares me incredibly every single day. But I can only do what's been put on my heart.
But here's another flip side to that. Even though it is a very scary thing to be an entrepreneur and be like, I don't know, there's no guarantees out there, right? Except a job you can go to, but that's still not even guaranteed because they can go bankrupt and go, you have to go find another job, right? But the reassuring thing is now you've been in the music business long enough, and now you're setting these new sights and new goals, a new chapter in your life. You know that you can be successful in this market.
Yeah.
It's got to give you some comfort to know that you're well received, by people at large. I've never met you, and I think you're the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, I do. And I know there's lots of other people out there that's never met you, never talked to you, probably think the same exact thing.
For sure. I think one of my favorite parts about this project, and whenever I talk about it, because how I talk about this shit all the time. I'm obviously so passionate about it, right? Not just the music, like the whole message to everything. And whenever I do any of this work, it just matters to people. Like, and it just, it makes a difference. And that's really like, my purpose why of impact and joy, right? Is just overflowing. And that's how I know it's the right path. And you're right. Like, I made it in the music industry as a woman.
Facts.
So what in the fuck can I not do?
There's nothing that you cannot do. If you're the brain is a powerful thing. If you think you can create it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And you could do it behind a mask. There's a lot of people out there, you know, that do it behind a face paint, or, you know, Slipknot with the mask, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? They do it with. But then there's also people like yourself that say, let me put my face on it and really, you know, really share part of myself with you. And it's tough to be able to get that barrier, and then on top of it become a woman in the rap game. It's tough as shit. Like, I have a Friday show I do every Friday. You see it right there. I always have a block of female artists that I feature because I fucking absolutely love female artists. Just the fact that they're a female in a man's space, being able to most of the time outperform and outright these other motherfuckers that say, oh, I'm supposed to be in the rap game. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think, brings a certain level of awareness, you know, to not only the lyrics, because I think, for me at least, lyrics are a huge part of the music. It isn't just about the beat. Even though Ty was killing those beats, and he fucking murdered that last one. Like, I ain't taking nothing away from him. It's the words put to that music that really means something, and it's going to mean something to a lot of fucking people once they get their ears on it, you know. Because I know my mom's ex-boyfriend, he you know, took himself out. Rest in peace, Caesar. But he would be just like watching a TV show, and he'd like a song, and he'd go search it, and he'd go download it, you know. And there's people out like that, millions of people all over the world, just waiting to hear that song that you had on that last track right there, Living. What is that song? Who was it? Shazam. Who was that? You know what I'm saying? Boom, download, millions, you know. And that's your work going out there. That's what's up.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, and in some ways, like, I should have already put this record out.
Well, there's timing, you know. Timing's everything. So if you feel like it needs to go out in July, then it's going to go out then, you know.
Well, yeah, it is now, because so the workbook's gonna come out. They're gonna come out together.
Oh, okay.
And you can buy them separately, because the coolest thing about everything I'm doing is it all works together, but it all works by itself as well.
Absolutely.
Which is like, I can't believe I came up with any of this shit. It's just so cool.
Hey.
So I'm just so grateful to be a creative and to be able to express myself this way, because all I'm doing is expressing myself. Like, I'm just being me. But so when you buy the workbook, you buy an album, right? So this is like, is this my fuck you to the music industry? A little bit, because we're gonna sell actual albums.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna get streaming money. We're gonna get albums. You know, when I sell 1 million of these records, it's because I'm gonna have sold 1 million records.
And you're gonna ship 1 million records. It isn't gonna be some distributor out there, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit for you. You are going to be working your ass off, and when you see what reaps what you have sown, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be ecstatic, for real. I have confidence in you, and like I said, I don't even know you, and I already know, strolling through your IG, seeing what I've seen, listening to how you present yourself and what you talk about, there's no short in you. Don't put anything past her, man. I'm telling you right now, industry, do not put anything past this woman. You'll regret it. You will regret it. Because she don't need an engineer. She don't need somebody to write her lyrics for her. You know. She doesn't need somebody to distribute shit for her. She's got her own website, bro. Like, it's in the link tree. You can find it right there. It's easy. It's easy. So have you thought about putting your music in video games or movies or anything like that? Independent films, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the music is also very syncable, for sure. You know, hey, look, at the end of the day, you're right, I can do all of this stuff myself, but I really don't want to.
Right.
I really, you know, one of my I have so many goals within inside of this, but also like the company that I want to build, the team that I want to build is super important to the mission. Outside of the fact that like it's just impossible for me to do all of the things that need to be done. Okay, like I
Right.
can't.
There's only so many hours.
I can't have to appear, shoot, edit, write the newsletter, send the newsletter, like, and that's only five things. Okay.
Right. That's not even the social media side of shit.
Right, and then let alone I gotta make the music, record the music, mix the music, master the music. I make all the art. I design the whole workbook. I wrote the whole fucking workbook. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit. And I'm grateful that I could do all that stuff. So grateful, but also because I wanna, this is all about living this way. This isn't a job for me. We're doing the work right now.
Yeah.
So I want to build this team that I want to like take care of so well, right? That the minimum salary is $100,000 a year for
There you
everybody on the team. That's minimum. Okay, we've got 7 weeks of vacation with per diems for those 7 weeks. It's mandatory.
Hey,
You
y'all
can't-
better get y'all resumes in, my guy.
like, and I just like if you have a mental health crisis, you could tell me, and we're gonna help you.
That's what's
Right?
up.
And your job's gonna be here when you're better.
That's
You don't have
what's
to
up.
worry about losing it. Like, and I want you to feel comfortable telling me anything that's going on in your life. And my goal is through this, like, that I build this team that takes care of each other, that cares about everybody. That when the people leave this company, they go and build companies that care about the people that work for them as well, right?
Yeah.
So we can share this because we all need to be taken care of. We all really actually heal for community, for connection, not for ourselves.
Yeah, we're humans. We should not be isolated.
We're
You
not
know.
supposed to be.
Right. We need the human interaction. We need this. Just for our comfort of our souls.
And for me, right, and like even thinking about, hey, like you can come to me with anything. Like one of the things that still scares me the most is being seen in my worst moments, right? And I'll get on a stage, I'll tell you about my worst moments all fucking day.
Yeah.
But for me to allow you to see me in a moment where I'm slamming doors and I'm throwing shit,
Yeah.
and because I can't contain it anymore, like just because I'm a human, not because this is something like that is overtaking me all the time, or I'm not looking for healthier ways to deal with things, but sometimes anger is the healthiest thing that you can feel, and not feeling shame for it and letting it go, right?
That's why they started them smash rooms, right?
100%.
Facts.
You know?
So you don't have to smash your own shit.
right. But to be seen that way, like that scares the shit out of me. And all I want to do is cultivate environments where we can all be seen and understand that one moment does not define who we are as people.
Facts. Because we're humans. We're fallible. You know what I'm saying? And we should all have some type of, all right, I get it. Shit happens. Let's move past it type shit. A little bit of forgiveness goes a long way.
Right.
For
Or just
whatever
like,
it may be.
instead of being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they acted that way,
Right.
being like, hey, why did you act that way?
Right. What made you act that
Yeah,
way? Let's see
what-
if we can fix that.
Yeah, what's going on,
Yeah.
like, with you? Because that's very out of character for you. Or,
Right.
because something's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
and not wrong with you.
Now,
right?
this is not to be confused with just pure assholes in the world, because there are just some pure assholes in the world who will just be like, yeah, you're my fucking problem. And be like, dude, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. It'd be like on Step Brother. He's like, I just want to punch you in your face. He's like, you got to change your face. He's like, I can't change my face. I'm sorry. Like,
No, of course, look, like, and if people are unwilling to take accountability for themselves, that's a problem. Right.
Absolutely.
And that's a huge problem for a lot of people. So there are 3 pillars to the inner compass, and it's awareness, accountability, and curiosity.
Yeah.
That's what you do throughout the entire book, because you can have awareness, but if you have no accountability, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
And if you're not continually curious about what's happening with yourself and everyone around you, you're jumping to assumptions and you're not going deeper and figuring it out and observing and learning and growing.
Yeah. See, I don't like assumptions either. I try not to assume anything. I try. We're all fallible. But
Yeah, no, of course. Something like that's been really big for me lately, and I'm not always 100% with this as well, because I'm working on, you know, how do I deal with a moment when I'm a little triggered, right? Or a lot triggered. But we don't ask each other enough questions, dude. We just do not ask each other
There's not
enough
enough back and forth conversation like this.
No, right. We've got to understand, like, why, not just like, I think you should do this, because if you don't ask me enough questions, that's a huge red flag for me.
Right.
Like, you're not trying to understand me or where I'm coming from.
That's-
I don't mind pushback, but like, I have to know that you're trying to understand.
Right, but pushback is different than picking your brain. Right?
Of course.
So, I mean, if someone's constantly pushing back on you, not trying to understand why you understand the things you do, that's the problem. Right?
Right.
Let's say you and I disagree on something. Even though we disagree on something, I can still understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I can be like, okay, I can be, sympathetic to understanding what you think or how you may come to this conclusion. Although I don't agree with you on that, and that is also fine. For me to be like, well, this is the reason why you shouldn't be upset. That would be a dick move on my part.
For sure. And when anybody is doing something like that, or they're telling you what they think without asking you questions, they're literally just reflecting what they think about themselves to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always trying, because it's always what's going on in my brain. I'm just going to go ahead and just assume you're fucking doing it, because this is what I do. So however I act, I just got to assume that's how you fucking act. Well, that's not the case. We all act differently. We all have different motivation for the things that we do, So if you're not asking questions, my big thing is I question everything, and I love to question things because you gain more knowledge. Even if you're looking at some stuff that might not be real, at least you know that that's not real, and the next time you see somebody presenting, you'd be like, that's not real, or something that is real, and somebody's saying it's fake. It's like, no, I read the documents, the actual court doc. I love reading court documents, by the way. Court documents and government documents, I get lost in them shits. And it's like, just do a little bit more research, because once somebody tells you something and it piques your curiosity, like you said, curious, right? Then you should find more outlets that support that and deny it, and look at what everybody's saying, and then make your decision from everything that you took in.
For sure. I mean, and even in these in conversations with anybody, of course the goal should be to understand the other person better, but for you to also understand yourself better through the conversation and learn more things about yourself from this other person, and just being open to that.
I love how you say that too, because when you have conversation and you say things out loud, they stick with you more than just inner thoughts type shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's always like, we always talk about speaking things into existence, and I know for me as an ex-salesman, whenever I would meet somebody and shake their hand, they would tell me their name, and I was always repeating it back to them so I wouldn't forget it. I'd be like, oh, how you doing, Allie? Nice to meet you. And I would not forget your name until we left each other from the cell. So yeah, speaking things into existence, voicing things out, absolutely, you can understand yourself better, because then you're able to process those words. At least for me, I know we all learn a little different. Some people like books, some people like conversations, some people like getting their hands in there and doing things, a little bit better. But whatever works best for you, and you out there in the world, you just got to find that thing and embrace it.
For sure. I mean, I definitely believe in speaking things into existence. Like, why do you think I was gonna make sure to let you know exactly how much I want people to get paid in my company, right? Because that's what the fuck is going to happen, and I'm going to speak it into existence, right?
Absolutely.
Like, why am I gonna sell 1,000,000 records actually selling 1,000,000 records, right? Sell 1,000,000 books, do sold out stadiums of people screaming, "I'm okay" together, right? Like, because that's what the fuck is going to happen, and I'm gonna let the universe know that that's what's going to happen. It's not going to stay in my brain.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It is going to be a sight to see because I'm going to be like, hey, did you see that interview I did with Allie that one time? That shit was fire. I'm telling you. And honestly, it's my pleasure to be able to do this for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a very big footprint in this YouTube thing. You know, I got a little over 5,000 subs. It's not a lot of people. Right now, it looks like we got currently one person here, but they will watch this back. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to, you know, it's getting summertime out, so the traffic isn't much. But they'll come back on, you know, laying in bed, pop on the old hip hop radar underground, see who getting it. Oh, shit, Allie, okay. Let me go in here, get this link tree. Oh, shit, her music's nice, bro. And that's how we do it, you know. 2 ears, 1 ear at a time, whatever it takes. You know, we'll take what we can get over here. But someday, hopefully, we've only been doing it for about 6 years. So hopefully, I always heard around the 10-year mark, you really start popping. So hopefully we only got a few more years left. We'll really start popping, and we'll be able to get this underground music the fucking level of attention that it deserves. You know, because I honestly believe that you guys deserve all the attention. Really, I do. I'm not a Drake fan. I don't like Eminem. You know, I'm not.
It's your ICP shirt, bro.
See, you already know. But ever since I found ICP, I listened to Ray a little bit, country grammar, you know, type shit, a little bit into the 2000s. But after that, I pretty much cut off the radio, and I was just finding music all over the internet.
Do you know who Whitney Payton is?
Oh, I love Whitney Payton. I would love to interview her someday. I hit her up, but she never hit me back.
Well, yeah, so I worked with Whitney for like 5-6 years.
What? That's fire.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? I started thinking about, I don't know, your name just seems familiar, and I may have seen it on a credit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And because I always go down to the description, I read the description too. I'm a nerd like that. Like, so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
I'm starting to nerd fan out, so.
So I used to make beats for her and everything and engineer all the records, and most of those records she doesn't have up anymore, you know, because she just moved on from like that portion of her career, and I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been at the Gathering.
That's so fire.
You know, a few times with her. You know, yeah, we did one time in Detroit. We did the New Year's Eve with ICP, and like where they had a wrestling ring like in the middle.
That's so fire.
Yeah, so been around a lot of juggalos.
You like juggalos? They're friendly, right?
Yeah, juggalos are cool, man.
Yeah, see? That's family shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I've been to so many juggalo shows, I ain't never seen one fight. I never seen one fight. You know, I'm just like, these are the best shows ever. I've been to Pantera. I've been to fucking Iron Maiden. I've been to fucking country, you know, George Strait. I've been to all kinds of concerts. I see usually at least one fight at every concert. Not a juggalo show. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. What a different life that was. But yeah, Whitney's from Philly too.
Oh, is she? Okay. Yeah, she got swag, bro. I've been a fan of hers for quite some time now. She's just, like I said, I love female artists. So if I find one that just really goes in and got a lot, you know, to say, not just a bunch of stupid bars, you know, but really, you know, talking, I'll fuck with them. Like, there's this South African chick. Her name's Femi. Oh my God, bro, she's so good. And then there's other chick, Eugen Blackrock. Oh my God, she's also South African. She's so fire, dude. Like, I don't know, South Africa is killing it in the hip hop game right now.
No, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. Who's one of your favorite artists right now?
Oh my gosh, that question.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Why you think about that?
Sure.
If there was one artist who had passed that you would love to do a collab with, who would that artist be? And it could be any genre.
Cool. I think probably Mac Miller.
That's a dope choice. I mean, I was really never into his music, but from what I heard about his music, he was pretty deep. Like he talked about some things.
Yeah, I mean, Mac was definitely himself, and in all honesty, like, I'm not like a huge Mac Miller fan, but I chose him because of like the respect I have for his artistry, and I thought it would be fun.
Yeah, you know it'd be fun. It'd be a dang good time on set on that video too.
You know, because the easiest thing for me to say is, oh, I'd want to do something with Biggie, right?
Right.
You know, because like, you know, Biggie Smalls saved my life. There's a picture of him back there. There's a lot of pictures of him. I have a candle.
Hey.
But Biggie Smalls and Kelly Clarkson are my favorite artists. And
Okay.
That's a lot about me and who I am. And like, you know, my sound is like Biggie mixed with Kelly mixed with the thousands of sessions that I've done in my entire life.
Hey.
That's how I would say it. But, you know, I kind of never wanted to really work with my idols.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
Oh, you're good. I said I kind of never really wanted to work with my idols.
I can see that because they say never meet your idols, right? Never meet your heroes type shit.
For sure. And like, even like, let's say I got the opportunity to record Kelly Clarkson. I don't want the opportunity to fuck up recording Kelly Clarkson. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I can feel you on that. I can feel you that.
No, I
It
don't
is
want,
a double-sided sword. That's a fact.
I don't want. What if I overcompress Kelly's vocals? Absolutely not.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're a straight-up pro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly believe that you wouldn't.
I probably.
You have an engine. Obviously, you have an engineer's ear. Something else I wanted to get into.
Sure.
What's your favorite headphones? Your favorite microphone you use? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so these headphones, the Sennheiser 220 Pros, those are my favorite. They're cheap, but not.
I wouldn't say cheap. I say inexpensive.
Well, they're $100. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
These ones are
but-
35, and they're just Sony's. They're
Okay.
garbage.
All right, inexpensive, but you know, like in the grand scheme of like, you know, people pay like $6,000 for
Right.
this.
Facts.
No reason, but these are like, I've had them on for almost 2 hours now, and my ears feel fine.
That's what's up.
They're pretty like straightforward, flat. So these are my favorite. You know, a U87 is what I use for my vocals.
Is that a Sennheiser as well?
No,
A Rode? No, probably
Neumann.
not. I'm sorry.
Neumann.
Neumann?
Neumann.
With an H?
And
Neumann?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I never heard of the brand. I apologize. I just want to make sure that people understood. Neumann.
Yeah, a U87 is probably the most used vocal mic of all time.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
whoever's listening, they probably already do that shit. You
may.
say U87, they already fucking do. I'm the idiot. It's okay. I don't mind being the idiot.
You know, you just didn't know, but now you know.
But now I know the world's most used vocal mic. That's what's up. If you had now, I know as an engineer, you also have to test on monitors as well. What's your favorite monitor to use?
My Focals, Trio 6B. Focals for mixing, specifically. You probably don't need Focals if you're not mixing records.
Okay.
If you're producing, I mean, they bang, but you wouldn't want to abuse them.
Okay.
Okay? Like they're barefoots, which you can abuse. Like the low end on them goes stupid. I would never want to mix a record on them because the low end is actually too much.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't be. And I have mixed records on them, but Like when I'm ready to get the low end like super crazy, I'll go to them, but I wouldn't want to do it right away because it would just give me an inflated idea of what the low end was like, right? But if you're a producer and you're making beats, you can like crank those barefoots up, like, and you don't have to worry about hurting them. My vocals, okay? You know, right, look, it's called barefoot, right? And these are called vocals.
Right.
One sounds bougie, one sounds like it's in the fucking trenches.
Yeah, one sounds like it's a tank, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, but if I turn these up to, oh my gosh, oh no, do not turn my vocals up too much, even though they bang. You know, but yeah, so those are my faves. PMCs are also really good monitors.
What are those yellow ones, with the yellow cones?
The KRKs.
I had some friends who had some of those. Those ones decent? Look at Lou. She's like, if you're on a budget, sure, they're great.
I had a pair of KRKs and I used them to watch TV.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. But again, like, look.
That's amazing, though. But
I know. I miss them. I loved watching TV through them. But like, if you're a producer, you know, and they're inexpensive, they're good for producers. I wouldn't use them for mixing.
Okay.
Like, if I was gonna get a monitor around the same price as a KRK, and I was gonna do mixing, and you could produce on these as well, but I'd get the Yamaha HS8s.
Yamaha been making shit since the 60s. You know they shit. I ripped apart some of them old speakers because I love putting speakers in things. And they'd have, like, in the 70s, they would have, like, computer parts inside their fucking speakers to adjust fucking, I mean, they're rudimentary, you know, but they still have circuit boards and you'd be able to adjust, you know, bass and treble right there on the speaker. And I'm just like, dude, this technology is crazy. Like, back then when circuit boards weren't like to have a calculator was like a big fucking deal. Like, I remember as a child, I won a calculator and my parents were like, oh, look at this. And it's like, I'm just like, yeah, it's a calculator. And they're like, this is fire. And you know what I'm saying? They didn't have no damn calculator when they was kids. So they just had that. What's it to slide the things over? Anubis. What is it called? No. What is it called? It has the little circles in the.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but that is.
They slide over to count. What the hell?
My time. Before my time.
Yeah. I forgot, man. Oh shit, my dude Menace is in the building. What up, Menace? Big salute, homie. Oh, good to see you, man. Menace is a great engineer as well. Michael Digby in the chat. Spectre in the chat. It's Real Music in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us. We got Allie, the one and only AMAC McGuire in the building. Her link tree is in the description below. You want to play him another song before we wrap it up?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Oh, I also want to thank you for an amazing conversation tonight.
Yeah, no, this was great. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was absolutely my pleasure. And what are we gonna hit him with on that last one?
All right. Well, we gotta do the single that I just put out. We gotta do Crazy.
That's the extra track. This is the bonus track off of it. So remember, when you purchase this, you know, you can stream it too. Don't feel like you have to purchase it, but you can purchase it. It comes with the whole manual book, you know, to be able to get your chakras and shit right. And then I'm sure there's going to be some t-shirt swag with it. You can buy the whole bundle. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good price just for you. This song called Crazy. Hit that link tree. Let's go.
Oh my God. Turn that up.
You ain't heard, it's the journey, not the destination. No need to hurry, breathe and focus on your elevation. Don't lack imagination, keep on illuminating. And when they call you crazy, best to keep hallucinating. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side. So you can go and call me what you want. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side. So you can go and call me what you want. You ain't got time for wasting, we got this one life. You can live it to the fullest to barely get by. There's no try, only doing if you live for other people. That's a recipe to lose. If you didn't start yesterday, the best day to work it out. I know they think they know it all. Don't forget, you're the one who makes the call. Don't let them prey on your downfall. Let them stay small, call you crazy while you breaking through the wall. Like, call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want. Most people live their fear, they never face themselves, so they project upon you things they wish they never felt. Don't take it personal and listen to yourself. Believe in who you are and not the words of someone else. Whatever you want, go and do it. Wanna change the circumstance, gotta follow through it. Oh, it's gonna be hard, well that's life. Rather take a risk than be too scared to be alive. I know they think they know it all. Don't forget, you're the one who makes the call. Don't let them prey on your downfall. Let them stay small, call you crazy while you breaking through the wall. Like, call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want. They can do whatever they want, they can say whatever they please. They care to take away from me, cause I know what I gotta do where I'm supposed to be, yeah. They can do whatever they want, they can say whatever they please. They care to take away from me, cause I know what I gotta do where I'm supposed to be, yeah. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want. Call me crazy, I'ma live by one. Nobody else's opinion has a side, so you can go and call me what you want.
I'm telling you right now, that's the next TikTok dance trend. You gotta hit them, dude. You gotta hit them with it. And you see, I'm telling you, if you hit them with the dance trend, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. AMAC, you are fucking smashing it. The chat is going crazy over here, man. I don't know if you got the chat pulled up or not. Menace wants to work with you. Michael wants to work with you. Raps and Riffs want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Are you open to any features?
Yeah, hell yeah, hit me up. Hit me up.
Hit that link tree in the link tree below. You'll be able to find all them streaming platforms and all them social medias. Make sure you hit her up before
And-
she gets famous. I'm telling you, it's not going to be long.
Just so you guys know, I recorded and mixed all of that.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, like my dude Raps Riz, just awesome engineering, and Menace, it's put together nicely. Like he wanted to know if you're using Waves Harmony on the hook.
Nope, all me.
That's wild. That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, she got IG. It should be in the link tree. Her website is in there too. You'll be able to find her website and all that good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Merch, all that good stuff. I'm gonna have to give me a shirt. I'm gonna give me an AMAC shirt.
Definitely get an AMAC shirt.
Facts. So before we wrap this up, I got one more question I like to ask everybody at the end of everything. And the question is, let's say you do make it and you become one of the Billboard poppers, you know what I'm saying? You got stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks. You make all the money. Where are your top 3 houses?
Oh.
I love how you have never thought about this before.
No. I have thought about it. And I was just wondering, like, because I would probably, I know where they are. So where I would have houses, I would have a home in Philadelphia, I would have a home in Malibu, and I would have a home in Maine.
Ooh, yeah. A Maine autumn or a Maine spring would be pretty fire.
Well, listen, a Maine summer, come on.
Was it like 78 degrees out there?
Something real nice. And, you know, man, cause, see, so it's hard because I would have more than, like, I wouldn't have a house in Montana. I love
Well,
Montana.
yeah. you would have houses all over the world because you're not going to sleep in a bed that somebody just got done in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're rich and famous. You'd be like, oh, fuck it, I'm in Paris. Let me just buy that one. I want,
Like,
bring me a new mattress. I need some new shit to sleep on.
yeah, also, but like, I don't want to be an excessive rich person,
Yeah,
okay?
well, the thing is like, what's excessive at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could always rent them out and Airbnb them. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you felt like there were people in need, you could just let them stay in there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still good you could do with money. You know what I'm saying? In fact, you could do more good with money than without.
No, 100%. I have. I can't believe that I'm gonna do this right now. But I have like this very short little abundance rap that I wrote.
Hey,
It's, I love money. Money loves me. Money comes to me freely and abundantly. Money is an evil. Money's opportunities, and money brings the opportunities that set me free. Yeah.
hey, we got that live shit on here, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hip Hop Radar Underground brings you the best content. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that fuck around with the underground music, and I appreciate the whole community. But we really try and bring the people to you, man. And Allie, I gotta thank you for a great conversation, a great time. I hope you have fun, and I hope you'll come back sometime.
Love to.
Hey, that's what's up. You got anybody you want to shout out before we wrap it up?
Um. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank me. Uh,
Hey,
uh, shit, yeah. Shout out. I already shouted out my mom and dad. Shout out everybody who's ever supported me in my life. Even if you aren't in my life, I wish you love. I wish you peace, and good luck. Enjoy your life.
that's what's up, man. Spreading joy and positivity. That's what we do, man. We do have an interview on Wednesday with the artist by the name of Doomsday. Doomsday will be coming by. I think it's going to be in the evening sometime. I don't think we set a time yet, so it will be on Wednesday at some point. Other than that, we'll be back on Friday with This Week in Hip Hop. Booyaka, booyaka, right there. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Have a fun weekend. I know it's warming up out there. Just try to stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Also, while you're out and about, tell somebody you love them. It could be a random stranger. Just be like, walk past and be like, I love you, and just keep walking, and it'll change their life, dude. I'm telling you. I love you out there. I love all of you. Book me for another one, Sack. Been a lot of stuff happening we can catch up on. Absolutely, I'll hit you on IG. I'll hit you on IG as soon as I turn this shit off. And I think I got a bunch of dates in June open, so we'll do something in June. We'll do it on. We'll take care of it on IG. Yeah, much love to the SGR crew, man. We'll be back at it soon. Allie, salute. I wish you all the best in your career, for real. You just a shining light. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.